These are the items you'll need to make this design. 2 straight brushes, size 4 and size 2, 1 angled brush, a detailer brush, a dotting tool, and a spatula. And these are the paints that we'll be using. We'll be using a dark purple, white, a bright yellow, and a green, which can be used for leaves. Okay, for this design, we can start off by doing a few petals. So let's just wet the brush. I'm going to use a small angled brush, size 2, but you can actually use any size brush you want to. It's just a case of play around with the brushes and see what you prefer. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow on the inside of the brush and green on the outside for the petal and start to blend this. I have to do this a couple of times just to make sure the brush is fully loaded. Okay. I'm going to do 1 petal here, let's say about here to start off with. I'll just try and do not too enormous. Okay, and now we come back. I did go a bit quickly there, but we just gently press it again, like I showed in the instruction video on how to do leaves. And now I'm going to load the brush again. And I'm just thinking I'm going to do another leaf, down here. Let me just think. I'll just twist it ever so slightly so it's coming a bit downwards, shall we say. Yeah, and then bring it back to the middle, and I think we'll do 1 more leaf on the other side. So let's just turn this around and I'll do a leaf here as well. And then just gently press it down, again holding the brush at about a 45-degree angle to the nail or to the tip that you're working on. Just wait for this layer to dry a little bit. Actually, it needs to dry fully. While it's drying, I'm just loading my brush. And we'll just go over those leaves once more. Okay, let's do another one here. You can see now that the colour becomes a lot more intense when you go over it the second time. Here we go, just do this one. And then towards the middle. So we have 3 leaves, which that's absolutely fine, and they can just dry. While they're drying, of course, you've got time to wash out your brush. Make sure the paint doesn't dry up in your brush. The petals that we'll be making for the flowers are going to be dark purple on the middle, in the middle, and they're going to be, actually we're going to make them light purple on the outside. So what we can do is, using our little spatula, we can mix, let's say we just get a bit of white, that's it, and I just mix it with a dot of the purple, just to make a kind of a very light purple kind of a colour, let's say. I just took the tiniest amount of the purple to mix with the white. You really don't need a lot. That's it. We just need to make sure we've got a bit of contrast between the two colours. This is the colour I'm choosing to use now on this design. You could also use a different colour, 2 different colours. Even orange and yellow and red, or pink and pink together, for example, could also be nice. I think for the flowers now, I'm going to start off with the size 4 with the larger brush. So I'm just giving it a little wash. Okay. I can load the brush now. So we'll have purple for the middle. And the colour that we've just mixed, this lilac kind of a colour for the outside of the petals. So we can blend away. Oops, you see what I'm doing? I hope so. That's it. Just have to move my hand to the side sometimes. That's blending nicely, so just do it again. Okay. Brush is loaded and we can do our first little petal. Let's see, I will start up at the top here. So have your brush pretty straight and then press it, twist it, and then lift it up. Just blend in the paint again. I think we need a bit more purple actually, from what I see, because there's not a lot of purple in the middle of that one, so we just add a bit more purple. So, and now we'll do the second petal. Just turn this around. Let's see. We do another one. Yeah, we can make this one a bit narrower. And then we just do the last petal. Let's see what we've got. This one needs to be a little bit wider, I see, so I'm just going to go back to it a minute. And that's it. That needs to dry so that we can go over it again. So while it's drying, I think I should just dampen my brush ever so slightly. So, and I'm just blending the paint again. let's just go over this again. And just take your time, no need to rush this at all. Just turn it around more. And if you can't remember how to make these petals, you can just go back to the other instruction video of where I show you exactly what you need to do to make the petals. So, and one last turn. I do have to hold this like this, otherwise I can't reach the petal. There we are. I think, let's have a look just here. Yeah, it's just a little bit messy, so not a problem. You can just go over it again. This is what you do if you're painting on people's fingernails. You just go over an area that you're not so happy with. So what I need is a little bit more white paint, I see. Let's just wet the brush. Yeah, that's it. We just go over it here. At the corner, that's better. Now, that can dry. And while it's drying, I'm going to load the brush so that we can add another flower. I'm just blending the paint, by the way. Okay, it's blended. I'm just checking if this layer is actually dry. You can tell when it's dry because the paint becomes matte. Yeah. What I want to do actually is to add another flower near the, let's say near the top, but this time I want purple on the, well actually it's, let's see. Yeah, I want a bit of purple on the outside. So I've just actually, let's see, yeah. So what I'm going to do is just move that around. Just going to go around here, do purple on the outside. Twist the brush around, you see, and then you've got your lilac in the middle this time. Let's do the same here. Purple on the outside. And we just do the same on this side. Just push it down. That's it. So I just reload the brush. So I want purple on the outside. I'm going to do another little bit of a petal down here at the bottom. So let's see. Let me add another petal here, overlapping the previous petal, that's absolutely fine. I do need to press down my little tip because it's starting to wiggle. Let's see. Okay, so we've done that. We can add another petal, of course, here. down here. That's it. While this is drying, these two flowers, you just load your brush again and blend. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Okay, now let's do this one in the middle. Make sure your brush is turned around the right way so you go over the correct colour in the correct place. Okay. So I'll just dampen my brush slightly. Okay. Let's see, I want the lilac, not the white. So, and this is so nice to do, to layer flowers one on top of the other, all different colours. I'm using colours that go together today, but you could also use completely different colours. You could have a nice pink flower in the middle, maybe an orange one at the bottom and another colour at the top. It's really completely up to you. Okay, just pop that down because it does need to dry a little bit, but while it's drying I'm just going to get the paint for the leaves. Let's see, just going to get a bit of yellow for the inside of the leaves. Let's see, a bit of yellow. Just added a tiny bit of water to it so that it's easier for painting. And maybe just a tiny dot of green, yeah. Now that was a big dot of green, I see. It's better. Right. I have, let's see, that's better. So the brush is a bit wet. Use just a bit more water. And we can just add a little bit of a line inside the leaf. Another one here. Maybe it's nice inside these petals just to add a bit of extra accent. Let's see what colour would be good. I think it's nice to use a dark colour. Let me see. Inside of this one we can add some purple, dark purple. So we're just going to get some dark purple. So, and very gently, with a really light touch, we just add a few purple, dark purple lines. It's a really, really light touch. Do the same here. Just work our way around gently. I think that I can get away with using the dark colour on the inside of this one as well, because we've got quite a bit of the white there, so you can see the contrast. Yep. And I'll do the same here. And of course, this one needs some as well. All right. It's always nice to add something to the middle of the petals. I think we can go for some little yellow dots for the middle this time. So we need to make sure that the yellow paint is supple enough. Let's see. It's nice and creamy. That's what you want, so it's slightly watery even, so that you can make little dots. That's what we'll be doing, like that on top. Yep, that's okay. So we'll just do a couple of dots here and there. Just a real light, very light touch. Different sizes, some small ones, some larger. Don't need too many. That's it. I'll do the same here. This is why these dotting tools, they're so handy for making perfect little dots. And as I said, these you can practice on your piece of baking paper. What they look like on the baking paper, they usually end up looking like on the nails. I just need a couple more, I see. Let's have a look what we've got. This is looking nice. I think it's a good idea now to let this dry. Once it's dried, we can apply our top coat. Everything's become matte, so now we can just apply a thin layer of our top coat. I always like to double top coat the flowers once they've been made. This seals the design in nicely, so once you've applied your first layer, harden it in the lamp and then apply a second layer. And here you have it, another beautiful design. It's got the lovely top coat on it, and this is just very, very pretty, so I hope you have fun practicing this design.